Let's open a file with a pencil drawing. We have chosen to ink the beautifully shaped cola bottle. The first layer in a Photoshop file is by default the background layer. Rename it with the name of your project you want inked. This is your reference picture. We will name it Cola Original. Make a new layer. Then go back to Cola Original and reduce the opacity. You can now see only a faint image, enough to be able to redraw its contours. We will use the pen tool to trace out the outlines and refine them. Let's begin by drawing the left section of the bottle. Each continuous section you draw is saved as a path of the pen tool. Remember to name each path so it becomes easier to pick it out if you need to make any changes to it. The pen tool gives you a curve between two anchor points or nodes. These can be controlled by handles. Position the pen tool where you want the curve to begin and start drawing. Drag the mouse while pressing the left click button to pull out the handles. Once you have got the curve you want between two nodes, press Alt key and click on the node to give a sharp corner edge. This also removes the Bezier curve handle. Repeat the step after creating every node to get the desired curve. The trick is to make an anchor point where the curve begins and ends. Continue in this way to trace out the shape in a series of curves. Notice that only the last curve you made is affected by the Bezier handle you hold. Also, if the handle is short, it only changes the part of the curve closer to the node. To affect the entire segment between two nodes, pull out longer handles. Keep going along the entire design. In our case, we finish drawing the left half of the cola bottle and complete the path. You will notice that the two halves of our design, the cola bottle, are mirror images. So, the right half can be duplicated from the left. But before that, we need to draw the cap of our cola bottle. Remember, the cap is a different section, so we create a new path and name it. As you can see, the cap has an alternating straight edge and inward curve at the rim. We take care to mark a node for each straight segment and inward curves. After creating the node without releasing the mouse button, drag your mouse to get the desired curve and press Alt key and click on the node to delete the curve handle. Remember to repeat the step after creating every node to get the desired curve. The path is closed once we have all the nodes marked. But wait, all we have is a basic shape for the cap. We will need to tweak each node using the handles to get the exact shape. Now the cap is done. The label comes next. Yet again, create a new path. Zoom to the label and begin tracing it out with the pen tool. Notice the anchor points can be made only at the start and end of a curve. The upper arm of K has an outward and inward curve. An anchor point must be made in the middle so that the two curves can be shaped exactly using their respective handles. In the same way, carefully trace out the lower arm of K. Observe how the length of the handles and their direction affects the shape of the curve. In the letter O, you see two closed curves within the outer open curve. Each of these closed curves will be made separately. Watch closely as I finish the other letters. Now for the lines that show the thickness of the bottle. Create a new path, Details. Carefully place the anchor points so that you get perfect curves. We shall now go back to the cap path and fill in its details. First, a triangle is made for the indents in the cap. I then tweak it to get the effect of curves. Now that I have finished with creating the paths, the next step is to load path as selection. But remember to create a new layer for the selection. Finally, apply the stroke. I get this by going to Edit, Stroke. Observe as I apply stroke to the remaining parts. In the same way, ink the bottle, the details and the label. You may remember that we have drawn only the left half of the bottle. We need to make a mirror image of it for the bottle's right half. This is the way to do it. Even out the edges and carefully delete the extra lines. Now for the mirror image of the details. This will be a little difficult to edit. Let me try another method. Duplicating the layer will do the trick. Now with the help of the polygon lasso tool, remove the unwanted lines. Remember, we have a separate path for the letter K and for the rest of the letters. We fill in these paths, giving a distinct boldness to the name. Behold, the beautiful cola bottle is now neatly inked.